from Oregon's Constant Gardner. It's the OCGFAM Show for Wednesday. Jake's here.
Hi, guys.
Jake, we got the spare bedroom garden.
Yep.
We've made a little progress.
Yeah.
We got some stuff going on. Let's. What I want to do is do an update, and I want your professional opinion on what we should do with each of the things.
Huh?
Yeah. So the prop trays, come on over here. So here they are. We got the lettuce. We got some peppers and some. Oh, look at those tomatoes!
They're beautiful.
They're going pretty good.
Is that basil?
That is
oregano.
basil and oregano. Basil there, oregano there. So, do you think these guys are ready to move into some bigger pots?
I personally would let them go for a little bit longer, possibly tomatoes, but I think we can let them get a bit bigger.
Okay.
Get the roots developed a little bit more, stronger stalks before we mess with them.
And would you thin out any of these guys, or just let them keep going for now?
Wow, thinning them out, that's a great idea. I would let them go for a few more days, personally.
Well, let me tell you, too, what I did before when I grew all these peppers over here, is when I had two guys that looked pretty good in one thing, I kind of tried to pull one guy out, and then I put him back in a little hole where there was not a space. And it sounds silly, but it worked. It worked, yeah. Because people told me, that's not going to work. It worked.
You've got magic.
I guess so. I don't know. So what do you think about their general health then?
I think they're looking really good. They look fantastic, really healthy.
Okay.
I think maybe we brought the light down just a little bit, so they don't stretch as much.
Is that what's going on here? They're kind of like trying to get to the light.
Well, they actually look really. They are trying to get to the light. Go to the light. Yes, they, like all plants, photosynthesis is really important at fixing carbon. Carbon's got to get taken out of the air, and they build the plant with it. They build themselves with it, and with nutrients. But getting more light. So if we bring this down a little bit closer, I think it will intensify the light on them, and they will grow thicker rather than taller.
And do you think they're getting enough water? I'm spraying the inside of the top of the dome.
Yeah, they look really good. Yeah, they look beautiful.
All right, let's move on to the lemon tree.
Awesome.
So this is Harvey. He's a rescue, and when I got him, he had just these two leaves up here, and then he had a bunch of stuff going on down here, but it all kind of fell off. He had been outside in the hot summer sun, making little rocks out of big ones. Anyway, I watered him. I used a little bit of. I took my general Herculean harvest and my 4-part mix, and I watered it down a little bit for him.
Looks good.
So I've noticed though that he grew all this growth here, but a lot of these things kind of been falling off. He hasn't been growing lemons. Like I get this little kind of thing. See?
Actually,
yeah. So
I think I'd like to show you that there is a lemon right there.
Well, see, I've had a couple of those and they've fallen off. What do you think's going on there?
I think maybe needs a little bit more fertilizer. I don't know. So on certain things like tomatoes and stuff, that would be the Herculean harvest. It needs calcium.
So maybe do a little more calcium. Would you do some? Maybe put some top dressing with some.
I would
one shot.
First get a bigger pot.
Oh, okay, bigger pot.
Replant. Okay. Harvey.
He's already been into one repot, but I had this pot. I need him in a big giant pot, don't I? I mean, like how big? This big?
Yeah, I would just keep going bigger.
Okay.
I mean, Harvey probably could use a 25-gallon pot.
Okay.
That we don't have to go there right away.
We don't have to go there right away. We can take it in baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps.
Well, let's go look at the zucchini. So what do you think?
They're beautiful.
Got 4
Do
of them.
we eat them now?
No, you gotta wait for the vegetable to come out on them. So now I got 4 of them going here. Yeah. I talked to Scott, and he said, why don't you just take all 4 of them and just train them onto your hoop now and run a pyramid up there and have them all just kind of winding around.
That's a fantastic idea.
Okay, so now let me ask you this too. Should we start feeding them? I've just been watering them and doing the Fullon and stuff. It's time for them to get some feed, right?
I personally would already start top dressing and yes, feeding lightly.
Okay, and now let me ask you this. So I think I know the answer, but just for everyone else, I started seeing a little mold down here. And I don't see it now because I kind of broke it up. Scott was here. Scott Ostrander from Nectar for the Gods. He's like, no, just break that stuff up. Is that your opinion too? Just to get break it up?
So the mold. So I think we put some one shot on here. So we put organic material on the top.
Yeah.
And it started to break down. We activated it with Fullon.
Yeah, we did.
And it's going to start breaking down. So sometimes I've seen molds or mildews come on top, and I just break it up. I don't know if it's mildew, I don't know if it's mold, I don't know what it is, but it happens, and it's breakdown products.
Yeah. Well, it says on the bag, actually, to break it up. So, yeah. All right. So this looks pretty good.
They look beautiful.
So do you think we should go ahead and put a cone on here?
Yeah, I actually have a bunch growing in a pot like this at home. Similar thing. And yeah, they just came out to the sides. I just tried to keep them separate. And the one thing that I've noticed is it needs a lot more food because it's only a small amount of soil. You've got 4 plants that are growing here.
Just like water is when you got a little tiny pot, it dries out quicker. It also feeds out quicker too.
This could dry out more quickly, and it's going to need more nutrients
Okay.
because you have 4 plants you're feeding.
But we're looking pretty good.
Beautiful.
All right. And what do you think about these guys? For the audience, it's was 1 carrots and 2 of them are companion stuff with other things?
I think 2 are carrots.
2 are carrots, and then 1's got a bunch of stuff in it, right? Is that this one probably?
Onions and carrots. I think that's all we did.
Okay. So how are they looking?
They're looking really good. They a lot of the seeds have germinated and come up. They are skinny and reaching for the light, and we need to thin them.
Okay. So, do they need to be under more light?
Yeah, they need more light.
So we need to put them on the trays now. We need to move over to the big time, to the big circus, the big show, the bigs. Okay. Well, I want you to show me how you thin them out because I'll tell you something myself. I'm freaking out about going here and picking these guys out. I'm like, it hurts. So show me that.
You gotta get over that. You eat a plant, it dies. Well, not all of them. But,
you ever see that Johnny Carson, the guy that does the poem about the plants?
No.
We're going to put that on there. I'm going to show it to you.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, so the way that I thin these...
Well, let's put it up on the tray so we can get a good view for everyone and do that. Okay, here we go. Oh, boy.
All right, so carrots. How to assess the situation. There's a big one, there's a small one right next to it. They need something like, for companion planting in here together tight, let's say 1 inch. Okay. Try and get 1 inch between them.
Now, would you be like a ½ inch between them till you know who's stronger, or are you just going to go?
We can thin out more later.
Thin out more later, so as you go.
Yeah.
And then, do they naturally? Is this because of the light they were under that I'm getting more in the middle and less on the edges, or do we just plant less to the edges?
I think that's probably just the seed dispersal that we've got. Taking 3 out at once. I mean, this is just how it goes. You plant some things. And then you have to weed them out. You don't want them competing. You want the carrots to put down have space for a really nice root without having to compete with somebody else.
Well, and I think that's something that I didn't really think about as a newbie, is that it's not up here they're competing. It's under the soil that they got their roots are all.
Both.
Okay.
All right. Both. Well, sure. So because they need to collect photosynthesis, so they need to get light so that they can fix carbon, but they also need their roots to expand. Well, and it's carrots. They need room for the part that we're going to eat.
The root.
The root.
So I guess you're just going through there, and through your experience, you kind of know what to do and have a feel for it. But you're picking out the smaller ones next to the bigger ones.
Actually, I'm not only smaller ones. So often,
does this guy look funny to you? Like he's like, but I mean, are some of them
seed on top?
Oh, but I mean, are some of them tall, but maybe they're kind of creepy looking, or I mean, is it just
creepy like you?
No, creepy like mangled, or like this guy right here. I don't know if you can see that, but like, are some just malformed? Even though
no, I think that they. So first of all, again, to not have as much light, they got really tall as they're reaching for the light, and then they sort of fell because their stalks are not strong enough to hold their bodies. They also are holding onto their seeds sometimes, which haven't popped off yet, and so they're still held together. They look really good.
Cool.
They're just skinny, and you're not that creepy.
Well, thank you. Okay. This is looking pretty good here.
So I didn't finish it. You're going to have to do this.
All right.
And you can see that, so when you think about how wide some of the carrots get, you're like, oh, there's another one too close. So as they're growing, you can keep thinning, eat a baby, let one get bigger.
Oh, I'm going to get little baby carrots or something. Okay. Yep. So we're looking pretty good, and then we don't know what we're going to do here, but we're just putting them in a little circle for now, and then I think what's going to happen, we're going to start having too much stuff, and then we'll have to figure out how to make it all fit. But until we got too much stuff, we just got this amount of stuff.
I think that one of the nice things about pots being in this tray is that we can shift them around and move them around as we need. These are going to get a lot bigger
and then they'll have
than
to come
these
out.
are. This is going to be a totally different beast. Okay. It may be that it sits off to the side. It'll collect more light. It's got bigger leaves.
Yeah. Okay.
That's something just a process to figure out how to do it as we go.
So good progress for today. So, what's next? What's next? What?
Oh, Thank you for the prompt. Completely forgot. Professional here. We want to talk to you guys about how not to destroy your house with humidity levels and moisture being in there from all the transpiration and putting water into a room.
Right there.
It is getting bright.
Yeah.
We want to talk about what that does for plants, how to keep mildews down, just how to keep the environment, what's important about your environment for this, especially inside your house.
I think also with that too is how that environment affects the growth and how it affects pests and that sort of thing too.
Yes.
So heat, humidity, light.
Not only heat, but also keeping it cool enough.
Yes. Well, the temperature, the humidity, and I think moisture, when you think moisture, you think humidity too, but I think moisture like icky, creepy crawlies that make that mold you're talking about. So we got to figure out how to get some ventilation through here, what we're going to do with the lights and all that. So that's next time.
Yeah.
That's next time.
Sounds great.
That's the show. I love you. Jake loves you too.
Have a great day.
More information about anything on today's show, go to our website, OCGFAM.com. The OCGFAM Show is pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCGFAM Show. See you tomorrow. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. Whoop! I think that's good. Maybe up just a touch. I'm going to freak out if it's not level. Just like one click. One click. One click. Oh, there we go.
That's 2 clicks.
That's fine. That's fine. It's only one click.
It's hard to control.